those of you who don't know me, I am Healey. I'm with WHTM here in Harrisburg, reporter, anchor. And I'm very honored to be here today. RJ was saying that, TV people, we talk, in a minute 30. I'm going to go a little over that today, but I'm going to try to keep it short for you guys. I just wanted to start by sort of sharing a little anecdote of the day that this Pulitzer was won. I come in every night to work at 3 o'clock and we have our afternoon meeting. And it was a Monday, as you all know. And I'm sitting in the meeting, engrossed in my Twitter feed, not making eye contact with any of my bosses, as usual. And I happen to see that the Patriot staff are waiting to find out about the Pulitzer win. So when they came to me and asked if I had a story idea, I said, today's easy, guys. I think the Patriots about to win their Pulitzer. I think we need to rush over there. And sure enough, within 10 minutes of that 3 o'clock hour, we had heard the great news that they had won. And so I rushed over to the Patriot-News building. That was my first visit ever over there. And I'd met Sarah before, obviously, covering this scandal. And we did get interrupted, I have to say. There was a house fire up in Lebanon County, and so the minute we started the interview, I was like, I have to go, I'm sorry. So we talked for maybe 2-3 minutes in typical TV fashion. And one thing that she said to me in the interview, when we used this on air, was this award is why community journalism, why the local newspaper cannot die. And that struck me immediately when she said that. There's been so much negative press over the past couple of years, really since the economy kind of, went down. And everyone's been talking about media. And we felt that at my station, we've taken pay cuts. We've had to make tough decisions about staffing. I know newspapers have been in the same boat. And I just think this is everyone's been saying today, this is such a win for local journalism. This is not just a win for the Patriot-News. This is a win for the radio station. This is a win for the TV station. This is a win for Central Pennsylvania. You hate to say those things over such a serious, hard topic, but I just really feel so passionately about the work that journalists in this community have done. And I just want to touch for a little bit about social media, because that's kind of why they invited me to speak today, and I'm so honored to be here. I kind of get the rap at my station as the social media girl. And we do live in that age where if you're a journalist, you have to be on social media. This is kind of hard for some of the older folks at my station to understand, but we're getting there with them. We really are. And as important as it is, as I see all of you tweeting and photographing and YouTubing and Facebooking right now, there is a point to be made that really this story had nothing to do in the beginning, in its infancy, with social media. This had to do with good old-fashioned journalism. It is so important to remember that social media does not replace that. I think that we've seen, even in covering this story, a little bit of laziness on the part of some journalists. And when I say laziness, honestly, I think a lot about the network, national newspapers, national TV stations, radio stations, etc. An example of this was the night before Joe Paterno passed away. I'm not from Central Pennsylvania originally. I didn't know Joe Paterno before I moved here, believe it or not. And, but as I've been here the past 4 years, I've learned how important Joe Paterno was to this community. At our station, we have graphics that we run at the bottom of our interviews. They're called lower thirds. And there are 3 people at our station that we do not lower third: the president, the governor, and Joe Paterno. So I knew that this was going to be a huge story before he ever passed away. This has been something that has been really eye-opening for me in this community. And the night before he died, I was sitting at work on a Saturday night. I anchor the Saturday night news, and I'm watching my Twitter feed in horror. For those of you who don't know, or who weren't watching the Twitter feed on a Saturday night, which I wouldn't blame you for, Twitter killed Joe Paterno. I don't know how else to say it. Immediately, when the word came out that he was in the hospital, people started, I don't know where it comes from, it's like a game of operators. Somebody makes something up, and then it just gets recycled and recycled and recycled. And it was just horrifying to sit there and try to decide what's credible, what's not credible. Something we always go on is, if ABC News reports it, we report it. I learned that night that we can't always think that way. We are the local media, we are the local journalists here, and we have to be the authority on what's going on in our community. And so people got fired over that. I think it was CBS Online that actually reported that he had passed away. I mean, 12 hours before he actually passed away, that young online journalist got fired for that story, and I think that's just such an important lesson we can all learn from this. And it's just something, I'm proud of myself that night, because as much as everybody wanted to run up to State College and jump on this story and be the first to report it, there are just some things that are more important than getting the story first. And I think the Patriot has really been an example of that. It's not about being first, it's about being right. And I think that's just sort of my message to fellow journalists and other folks in the community who are so engaged in social media. And it's a great tool and it's a great thing, and I don't know where we would be right now without it, but you can't rely on it. And I think that what Sarah's done and what the Patriot has done with this story is such a gleaming example of being the authority on what's going on in your community. I can't stress that more. You look at the Daily Collegian. I mean, during this whole scandal, I'm up at State College. I've never even been to State College. I don't know my way around. I'm tweeting the Daily Collegian and getting information from them. This is a student newspaper that's done amazing things as well. I think those guys need to be credited so much for the things they've done. So, in any case, I really want to stress how important it is to just get the story right in your own backyard. I really feel that I feel proud to be part of this community. I feel proud to have helped cover this story, and I'm proud to know Sarah, and I'm proud to really share. I hate to be so rah-rah about this, but I've just been so happy to meet all of you guys and really just sort of gain that mutual respect in the journalism world. Everything is so competitive and so cutthroat these days, and it doesn't need to be that way. And I think when the Patriot won their Pulitzer, wanting to give them the accolades and the due credit that they deserve was just such an honor, and I'm so honored to be here today and to meet all of you, and just congratulations. I really look forward to see what you guys do in the future. Thanks.